10, and hello out there in YouTube land, and welcome back to episode 29.1 of the Color Animal Inn. I'm your host, Fnord, and we have an all-star group with us tonight for the last episode for a while, as I'm going to be moving, and I don't even know where to, so I might not be back for a while. That being said, let's go down the list and welcome all our players back. First up, we have Q, aka Cordy. How you doing, Cordy? Welcome back to the Color Animal Inn. Cordy is muted. Cordy, unusually, is not having audio issues. He has just chosen to be muted tonight. He says he is well, and thanks for asking. Well, you're welcome. How about you tell us a little bit about your character tonight? Lots of background noise for now, yep. The downside of living on a planet with other relatively intelligent monkeys.
Obviously, you haven't been out into the world lately.
It's actually been 2 or 3 days. He's called Tribble simply due to a punishment laid out by the others. Yeah, we were giving Cordy a little trouble earlier with the Tribble thing. And just, little picture. That's the token we gave him, because he actually did build himself a monkey tonight. He's given the name Tribble. That's him right here. He's still typing. This is thrilling entertainment, isn't it, folks? This is what keeps him coming back to the Color Animal Inn week after week.
You'll pay for the whole ticket and the whole seats, but you'll only need the edge.
Saturday, Saturday, Saturday! Oh yeah, Nick?
Well, you're a... That's
Hey,
right.
Fat kidney is not a fucking insult in this bar.
That's right. You take your fat kidneys elsewhere, sir.
Tribble is a Veneris, I'm not sure how to pronounce that, he's a monkey person, who was always obsessed with throwing things, of course, and loved to kill innocent animals by choking them to death or snapping their necks. He was instantly shunned and outcast by everyone, so he's just wandering around looking for things to kill. Well, there you go, your classic Pathfinder murder hobo, justified by character background.
Oh god, all the innocent squirrels.
Yeah.
Oh. He's like that kid who killed ants.
Yep. Yeah, so there's Q, aka Tribble. Next up on my list, we have everybody's favorite low die rolling player, Nick. How you doing, Nick?
Oh, pretty good. Been rolling some pretty shitty dice today. Yeah, thanks for having me. Glad
one
to
good
be
set.
back. Yeah, I'm playing a new character because me and Diane have decided to try and consistently play a married couple. So we have built ourselves all new characters, and I will be playing Jasper, the essentially giant armored fighter. He was once a knight for a kingdom, but he's kind of he didn't really like following their strict code of conduct. He felt he should be a little more free.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
he's
I
left
think once a night is enough.
So he left the knighthood. He's been traveling. This is when he met Amber, who he later on married, and he's come to this bar. They are a adventuring couple, and with their wolf Dozer. So that is who I'm playing tonight.
Excellent. Next up is Diana, who is welcome to add on to that, but I think Nick pretty much covered it here. She's going to be playing Amberlynn. Welcome back, Diana.
Thank you for having me. I always enjoy your games.
Thank you.
And yeah, I think Nick pretty much. Which my dwarf Amberlynn met Human on her travels after she left her clan. Decided she wanted to branch off, and probably will not be going back to her clan since she married a human. Just in case they frown upon it. But she's always been, little on the wild side. So
Yep.
we'll see how she plays tonight.
Yeah, should be interesting. And Dozer is your pet wolf. An animal
Yes, he
companion.
is.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I can talk to him.
Yep.
Because I did pick that, so.
Okay. Very nice. Next on my list is Azure, with another new interesting character for us. Welcome back, Azure.
Hey, hey.
Hey.
Yeah, if you want to know stuff about me, check out the previous episodes. They need more views. And if you want to know stuff about my character, well, Grick here is a goblin from a not terribly nearby goblin tribe who heard this ridiculous rumor that there's this town in the middle of nowhere where humans let you kill things and take their shit and do not give you any shit about it. He thought that was a really great idea.
Disturbingly enough, that is an accurate description of the town of Ohi. Within limits. I mean, if you're in the town, you're stealing from a citizen, yeah, okay, they're going to be a little upset about that. But outside of the walls, yeah, whatever. Go for it.
Look, man, they have you go out, kill shit, take their stuff, bring back the stuff, and sell the stuff to them, no questions asked.
Yeah.
I mean, that is heaven to a goblin.
Yes, indeed. So he's going to have a lot of fun here tonight. Or she.
He.
He.
Grick is a male.
Gotcha. Next on my list, we have another returning player, Matthew J. He's been with us a couple times. Welcome back, Matthew.
Thank you.
Good to have you again.
Good to be here.
What would you like to tell us about yourself and / or your character?
Oh, we'll start with Urist. He is the beer bender of the party. He has control over the elemental matter known as beer. He's come to Ohi to look for the elemental plane of beer, and has struck up a deal with the ever enterprising Barth here. If he finds that, he'll let him in on the secret. Aside from that, not much about him. Not much else has changed about him from last time. So
Cool. Now, he'll be fun to play with as long as you have a sufficient amount of beer.
of course,
And what beer would that be? Well, that would be Rolling Rock beer, wouldn't it?
exactly.
The proud sponsor of my Roll20 game. When you're rolling 20s on Roll20, drink down a nice glass of refreshing Rolling Rock beer here in the Color Animal Inn. Please give me some money, or at least free beer. Next up in my list, last on my list, we have another returning player. Been with us a while back. Haven't seen him recently, though. David, who's going to be playing Aritian, something like that. David says, I'm David. Played before. You might remember my pyromaniac sorcerer, though he had to leave last time I was here and still isn't back. I'm also muted. I'm playing Aritian, the Asimir equivalent of Bob as far as names go. He's a rather old man, 190 to be precise, and is a Perry-blooded Asimir. He's a psychic who's led a fairly quiet life with the occasional bit of murder, mind control, and magic. He was relaxing in his humble little house in a small village, then he felt the urge to adventure and followed along with the next group of adventurers he saw, ending up here. He's usually a nice guy, though he's got a nasty side that shows itself when he's pushed. It's the fallen angel blood. You'll see what that is later. He considers himself a humble, wise man. Sorry to make you read so much. No, it's all right. I enjoy reading. Those of you at home, I'm assuming these players will unmute themselves at some point in the night. I won't be sitting here reading their text all night. But yeah, there you go. There's our players and the situation. I'm fairly sure you all remember the basics, so I'm not going to go after that. Like Azure said, if you want to find out, go watch one of the previous episodes. Tonight, we're going to try to just jump right into the action, and so let's hit the big on button and officially start tonight's game. Y'all are either already here in the tavern or arriving. I'm not going to call on anybody in particular until it gets to the point where I need to. Just, y'all, talk amongst yourselves, do what you want to do, involve me when I'm needed, and otherwise, open game session as of now. All right, well, that was fun, guys. Thanks for playing.
All right. So, Eurist, I assume Eurist regains consciousness into terrifying sobriety as he looks around the room. Everyone has changed around him from when he went in, so this is clearly some point in the future. He wipes the spittle from his natty beard, and he gives that a quick shake out. He'll go up to Barth, and he'll ask for, I need another set of drinks, Barth. I sense adventure.
It's going to be one of those nights, is it, Arist? Here you go. And Barth reaches behind him and taps open a fresh keg of nice dwarven ale, pours 3 mugs of it, and hands it over to Arist, asking for 9 gold pieces.
Eurist hands over 9 gold pieces out of his little pouch, and he bends the beer into his little jugs on his belts.
For those who might not know, describe what bending is.
So bending is essentially what he's doing is he's controlling the elemental water in the beer and causing it to snake out of the mugs and back into the little flasks on his hip. He's storing it for later use.
Awesome. Bending from the last Airbender Avatar. It was a cartoon a couple years back. Excellent that show. Everybody should watch it. And he is, like he's saying, he's just controlling the water. It sort of snakes up, it floats in the air, kind of goes over to him telekinetically almost, yeah. So there you go. You got yourself a nice supply of fresh ale. I'm going to read in that Tribble walks in and goes up to Barth. Barth's going to come over and say hello. Tribble says, do you know anyone that needs help with moving things or killing things, especially killing things? And Barth kind of chuckles and smiles and he says, well, we call that an adventurer around here. And yes, indeed, there's usually a party forming every night. I'm sure you can get in. They go out and kill things and take their stuff in D&D murder hobo fashion. Auratian says to the nearby customer, hello, young man. He's talking to this guy here. He's playing darts, I guess, is what I had him doing here. I'm new in town. Fancy telling me who you are over a friendly game of darts. There's an ale in it if you win. He then places a dart on his palm and launches it at the board in front of him, rolling a natural 20. Nicely done. This guy just sort of looks over at you and his jaw drops. He's like, I don't think I can match that, but I'll give it a try. I'm just going to roll a straight up D20 here. And he doesn't
Stabs
even...
himself in the eye.
Yeah. So, Aritian, with your natural 20 and his 1, tell us how these darts flew. Describe, exactly what happened. And as he's typing that out, let's see. I guess Grick is going to come in through the front door now.
Yep. This tiny goblin, about 3 feet in height, just sort of scuttles into the establishment, hops up, snatches whatever she's got on her tray, like 2 armfuls of it, and then just continues scuttling off, going underneath the table, and eventually over to the bar, where there's sort of the way Barth experiences it is there's these grunting noises from the other end of the bar. Then a pair of tiny arms latches itself onto the bar as he sort of climbs with some effort onto the chair and has to stand on it probably to see over the bar. and grins at Barth hugely and goes, "Hi there, governor."
Well, hello there, my friend. Welcome to the Color Animal Inn. I don't believe I've seen you before. And just to go back, Aretian said that his darts flew through the air, did a loop, and then hit the bullseye, whereas the peasant's dart hit the wall, bounced off, and landed in one of Urist's dwarven ales. So Urist is busy fishing that out of his ale, I guess.
Exactly.
And Barth's like, what can I get for you? Grick, was it?
Aye, name's Grick, governor. You got anything good? Anything good to drink? Anything good to eat? And all this while sneaking the food the lady already had on her tray into his mouth.
What was on that tray?
God knows, probably some samples like of tarts, meats or something. Like, you know, toothpicks and stuff, little
Yeah.
samplers.
Yes, indeed. The last time it was a strawberry tart.
Yeah, it's probably like small slices of pie or tiny pies, cookies,
Yeah, little
any sort of
snacky
stacks.
samples.
Yeah, little snack samples, little
Barth,
appetizers.
but Barth looks and he says, well, we do have a wide variety of drinks, from your elven wine to your dwarven ale.
And he's making a horrible face. Don't know about that.
We do
maybe-
have a selection of fruit juices for the non-imbibers, as well as coffee, tea, and milk, of course.
Ugh. What about a big beer? Big one. And he holds out his hands as far as they'll go. Which is not a lot. But, you know.
Oh, we don't have anything that big, but he reaches back and he pulls down a mug, and it holds about 2 quarts. We usually reserve this for the larger types, but if you think you can drink this, I'll be glad to pour you one.
That'll do, mate.
And he reaches over to the Rolling Rock tab and starts pouring you a 64-ounce beer.
Yep. Did I mention that goblins basically
It's-
have a bottomless stomach? Their metabolism is ridiculous, so they can eat pretty much anything and still feel hungry.
Ah, that would explain a lot about goblin activity, wouldn't it?
Yep.
They're always goblin.
I have to know, is the mug marked with the runic power word "big gulp"?
It is. It's got the strange number 711 on it.
Oh,
Well, yeah, as for Grick, he's not your typical goblin. For one, he doesn't stink. He doesn't look as unappealing as most goblins. His face is a little more symmetrical and stuff. He's not, he's not a good looker by any means. But far as goblins go, he appears almost civilized. Almost.
Almost.
Is that like dressing a dog up in like people's clothes?
Well, I
Uh,
mean, it's a goblin. Depends how you look at goblins. Like, are goblins people? This one might be people. Most of them
usually-
aren't
I
people,
usually
but
look
this
at
one might
their-
be people.
Well, I usually look at their stare of terror as I bring my sword into their skull. But just saying.
And so at this point, Barth has finished pouring your enormous beer, slides it over to you and says, that'll be 4 gold pieces.
Right, Mike, right. And he sort of reaches back into his backpack, sort of rummages for a good 30 seconds, and then sort of drops one by one. It's gold, mostly. There's some in copper. It's the right amount, but it's like such a weird mishmash.
Right,
Like there are some pieces that are bent. There are a couple of pieces that are from another country. Well, it's still gold. That gold piece is a gold piece, but you know the mint is different, and it's just God knows where he got those.
yes, indeed. That's one thing these games very seldom really get into is the question of coinage. I mean, if you're down in a dungeon that hasn't been explored in 500 years, and you find something and kill it and take its gold, you take it back to town. This is not going to be the same gold pieces that they're using in town.
Yeah, it's not going to be the same gold pieces, but you got to remember that unlike our real life equivalents, these are 100% gold.
Right, so it doesn't matter the mintage.
So it doesn't matter because it's
just
the
the
same
mass.
metal. Yeah.
Yeah. And Barth doesn't even think twice. He starts gathering them up. At one point, he slides a coin back to you with just this look. Good-natured, but no, you're trying to pull something over on him, and he actually caught you on it.
Grixel sort of looks at it. Goes, what? No good? Yeah, sure. It's a little bent, I guess.
Yeah, no, sorry, that's no good. That's a trick piece used by blah blah blah. It's a counterfeit coin, and he caught you trying to pass it. It's only like a silver worth, so he's not mad or anything.
Right, sorry, mate. He reaches back again. There's about 30 seconds of him rummaging again. Pulls out a couple of silver pieces and drops them on the bar, and then just dunks his head into the mug, like the entire head, and his ears sort of flatten to the side. Basically, imagine a cat sticking its head in a glass.
Right.
That's the effect that happens. And he just starts drinking that way.
Awesome.
Just a second.
Let's go back
Basically,
to...
like...
Excuse me. Let's go back to Aretian, where he has turned to the man and said, "Haven't had quite this much fun at darts since last century. You might have lost, but you made me smile. Tell me a little about this town and I'll buy you a good strong drink. Does this place sell anything well-aged and practically flammable? I'm thinking a nice whiskey." This guy is really impressed by your skills. He did not realize at all that you were using magic. He thought you figured out some way to throw a flipping dart that flips, not like a flipping dart. But he is more than willing to take you up on the offer of a beer. Are you gonna take a seat? I'll follow you along and have a seat there. Excellent. And he will smile and gladly and gracefully accept your offer of a beer, and says, "Well, what would you like to know?" I've grown up my whole life in this town. I remember it used to be such a quiet little place. That's why we moved here out into the middle of Ohi, the middle of nowhere. But last month or so, things have really gone crazy. Half the town's practically burnt down. The economy's gone nuts. People bringing in all these treasures from out in the wilderness and hearing the stories of just massive loot piles. Getting to the point where a feller can't sell his normal stuff because there's all this treasure coming into town. Nobody wants the normal stuff. Aretian chuckles at the name of the town. But yeah, you let me know what you want to know, and I'll tell you if I know it. Let's pass back while he's typing to Jasper and Amberlyn and Dozer, since we haven't really spoken with them. Looks like they're sitting around a table having supper or something. What are y'all doing?
Oh, yeah, we just sat down. So I'll call a waitress over and ask her what's on the menu.
Excellent. And in Color Animal in tradition, we are generating a random tavern menu. Well, tonight's menu features a lunch of sausage with duck eggs, giant bean. That's what it says, giant bean. So I guess
Just
one
one.
enormous green bean or something. And currants for 1 gold piece. And our supper menu for 2 gold pieces will get you a slice of pork liver with green beans, collard greens, pine nuts, and a mince pie.
Oh,
I'll take the lunch menu.
yeah, I think 2 lunch menus and a raw pork liver for our faithful hound here.
Oh, you think he or she would like a slice of the mince pie as well?
No, our wolf does not need mint pie.
Well, I'm gonna have to charge you for the pork liver.
That's fine.
Total of 3 gold pieces gets you 2 lunch menus of sausage, duck eggs, giant bean, and currants, and 1 raw pork liver.
Is it really like one giant? Like the whole plate is like one bean?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, that's what it says. Take it as you will. Giant bean.
Sorry, it's just so funny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put the. I mean, it's cooked, so it's probably. As I say, I'm gonna hide that away. No. I guess I'm gonna eat. Diana says she wants a dwarven ale with her meal, and I'm just gonna take a beer.
1 Rolling Rock beer. That's 1 gold piece.
Okay.
And for the lady, a little
Good.
surprised that she recognizes a female dwarf. Behind her beard, Amberlyn probably has like female eyes or something. I don't know how you really tell with a dwarf.
Me either, really.
I think only dwarves know.
Dwarven ale, please.
1 dwarven ale is 3 gold pieces, please.
I'll pay out of my pocket because I got more gold than you do. Just like real life. We haven't been in this town before. We heard there was adventures to be had. Some interesting opportunities. You know where I could gather any more information?
Oh, well, right here's the place to be. Ever since Barth sent out all those flyers advertising for adventurers, this place has been packed every single night for the past 29.1 days.
0.1.
That is strangely specific, man.
Well, this is episode 29.1.
Oh, I understood the joke. That's extremely specific for someone to go like 29.1 days.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, thank you. And I flip her another gold coin for the information
Cool.
she so generously gave. And we'll let someone else.
Yeah,
do what
let's
they
go
want
back to Arishian since he's typing and, pauses. He says, Arishian chuckles at the name of the town. Adventurers, well, let's see, he's an old man. Adventurers just don't think of the economy. Why are they all here? I must have run into at least 3 groups of them traveling here. Nice to have had some company on the road, but odd. I did a bit of adventuring in my youth, to be honest, and there's certainly nothing quite like it. Do you know of any houses or such for rent? I felt the urge to get a little more active, and this seems like an interesting place to spend a few weeks. The guy explains that there are the Color Animal Inn is actually just a bar. It's not a inn, but there are rooms for rent nearby. Quite a bit of price competition lately because of all the adventurers. So you can find something in your price range fairly easily. If you're looking for something more long term, maybe you can have something built. As far as the adventurers, he explains that yes, indeed, 29.1 days ago there was an earthquake that opened up a bunch of underground passages out in the wilderness, and folks have been coming here to go explore those and kill things and take their stuff. And how is this economy affecting you, by the way, my friend? And yes, you're correct on the second, affecting. It's one of those word pairs that people get wrong that just is kind of grating on my own nerves personally. And he says that he makes shovels and digging implements, and although he's sold quite a few lately, recently people have been coming back with all kinds of just junk treasures from the various areas, and the pawn shops are now full of low quality tools like that people have gone out and found, and as a result he hasn't been selling very many lately. So he's not doing too well. He's not going broke or anything. He still sells the occasional one. Sales are just way down. Just because the cheap goblin shovels being brought in when somebody kills a goblin and takes all his stuff. Arishan hands him 10 gold, but the guy doesn't accept it. He's like, unless you want to buy a shovel for me, I don't know what that's for. Oh well, in that case, I could probably build you a shovel. Very nice. I'm not sure I can make a 10 gold piece one, unless you wanted me to put jewelry in it and such. Come to think of it, we could probably even make like a mithril shovel with a jeweled handle and gold filigree. Cost more than 10 gold, but come to think of it, how much money you got? I could make you a real nice shovel, mister.
The birth of the adamantine shovel that digs through stone.
Yeah.
It's the shovel of Vecna.
So Arishan, I guess, if this is really something you want to do, he can sit here and talk to you. Obviously, it's going to take some time. We're not going to get you one tonight, but if you want to spend the next game period working out some details, come up with an idea for a shovel that you'd make this guy buy, and we'll see what we can do for you. Maybe we can call it like a weapon. Okay. So, what else is going on tonight, folks?
Well, eventually, after I would really like if Diana or Nick, I suppose, but mostly Diana because it's her class feature, would describe Dozer for me.
Drinks are 1 gold piece for most drinks, whereas Dwarven Ale, the best stuff that he has, is 3 gold piece.
Or, if you ask for a mug the size of a continent like I did, then it might be a little more, but...
Yep, that one was 4 gold pieces because it's, I described it as 2 quarts, which is 4 16-ounce drinks.
My wolf is a big, black, long-haired, kind of scraggly, with, it's pretty much all black except for, like, this little cross on the chest, and he's got, like, deep brown eyes.
All right. Is it a wolf or a dog? This is
wolf.
important. A wolf.
Mhm.
All right. This is important. There is a reason that there are two goblin weapons. One is called a dog slicer and the other a horse chopper.
Yeah, he is a wolf.
A wolf. All right. Well, wolves they can handle. So he's not. Greg sort of turns around halfway through, finishing off the mug, which he's now lifted with both arms above his head and is just emptying the last dredges of it into his mouth. God knows where it all went. It's like he's got a black hole in his stomach or something, but
It's a stomach of holding.
it's a stomach of holding. And he turns around and he sees Dozer and just sort of jumps onto the bar and sort of peers over it. Yeah, that's a wolf. Sits very carefully back down. Keeps looking over his shoulder at it, like he's pondering if it's a wolf or not. Leans over the bar to Barth and goes, hey, Governor, that's a wolf, right? It's not a dog?
That looks like a wolf to me.
Right.
They are related. They're like cousins to dogs, but I'm pretty sure that one's a full-on wolf. You can tell by the muzzle.
And Greg sort of glares a little bit at Barth and goes, no, they ain't, mate. No, they ain't.
No.
Dogs are the fucking worst.
Well, I'm a cat person myself, so
Ooh, I love cats. Cats taste great.
Oh, he's good. He's good around cats. If a cat walked by, he'd just sniff it and then go back to whatever he was doing. So
What about a squirrel?
he might go after a squirrel, but he'd have to be pretty quick because apparently there's a squirrel killer in here somewhere.
So Orishan uses his sleeves of many garments to change into flowing white robes. And then he approaches the rest of the group and says, Armor, goblins, and Vanara. You'll be adventurers then. Don't suppose you'd let an old man travel along. I may not look like much, but I'm quite experienced and have a few tricks up my sleeves.
Greg sort of turns around, looks Arithian up and down. Goes, right, mate. Yeah, sure. Why not? Could always use more friends to travel with. Yeah.
Eurus
Can you
just kinda
make-
looks-
Ooh, that's a nice trick. Can you make them any more flashy?
What's Ernest doing?
Ursh just kind of speaks up. He says, well, last time a bunch of people around here came, and then we went through a bit of a labyrinth. Didn't finish that up, though. Maybe you folks would like to accompany me. We can see what lies at the bottom of such a place.
Sorry, eating nachos. Can't help it. They're so good.
You seem to be engrossed in your giant bean there, sir.
Oh man, it is so. I'm like just poking it with my fork. Yes. Still trying to figure out how they grow them this big.
Eurus just looks to Barth, kind of questioningly as well. Like, how do they both of them that big, Barth?
Wait a minute. Where's my staff of enlargement? Damn it! Damn you, Barth!
Barth kinda
Actually, if you remember
smiles
correctly,
sheepishly and pans it back to you.
if you remember correctly, I actually approached Barth about enlarging his cattle.
Oh yeah.
The yields are amazing.
Sorry, it's hard to get in character when you're enjoying such good nachos.
Nachos.
Yeah. With this labyrinth, was there anything of worth? We're not here to waste time.
Well, I heard
This time.
a gentleman and came back with a full-fledged staff, a magic staff.
Oh, I thought you meant a stick for a moment there.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds kind of shit, that.
it kind of was a stick, but it's a valuable stick.
Oh, value. Jasper's gonna turn to Amber. What do you think, hon? Should we show these people how adventurers truly do it? Not like that, guys. I know you. No.
There's people around, honey.
Yeah, I knew I walked into that fucking one. Hate you guys.
Does the female dwarf have a beard? And is it a good hand grip?
All dwarves have beards.
Actually, the females don't. Male,
they do.
it specifically says females don't because
Well, unfortunately, this little token does. So,
are
you're
you
going to
kidding
have
me?
to live with it.
Are you really?
Do you really have a beard? I never actually looked at the token.
This token does.
Oh, babe, you have a beard.
I don't remember having a beard. But okay.
I kind of just look at it. Damn, baby, you got to shave. This is getting out of control. I like it wild, but not like this. This is fucking ridiculous. I start to look at the Tribble and I'm like, can you give her some grooming tips? I mean, man, you got less hair than her.
I'm trying to find a Pratchett quote. Something along the lines of, all dwarves have beards and wear up to 12 layers of clothing. Gender is more or less optional.
No, you need to find the one about, like, dwarven courting rituals. Where it's like two dwarves chatting and discreetly trying to figure out each other's gender.
You don't just come right out and ask, laddie. What is it, lassie?
I don't mind going group.
Alright. I guess we're on board.
David, your roll was a 17. So your look at Tribble was moderately intimidating. Tribble's return look is a 20, so substantially more intimidating. In the staring contest, it looks like Tribble's winning. But again, I will not tell you how your characters have to react. This is entirely up to you. What race is Arist again? Was he human? Was he dwarf?
Eurus is a dwarf.
Dwarf.
Double dwarfs.
Yep.
Double dwarf.
We need a dwarf cannon.
Dwarf.
Man, imagine you're used to that scaring people. Tribble's cracking his knuckles. Give me something that I can. Give me something that I can slowly choke to death, or someone here might end up dead. But I've seen far worse, and I could kill you without moving a muscle. Gonna make me do these voices all night?
Yeah, none of us want to talk anymore. You just have to do all of our voices.
I'm Jasper. I can't throw anything but wands.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This poor guy here, he's gonna finish his drink and he's gonna head back over to the dartboard and start practicing.
No, I think he's like piles out as soon as he hears, well, someone's here gonna have to end up dead. It's cue to leave.
Count me in on whatever it is you guys are doing, as long as you can promise me something to choke to death.
Well, there might be something you might need to find, and that you can choke doesn't mean it will be choked.
I hand him one of those stress balls. Yeah, with little squeaky eyes. It's a monkey.
Yeah, Grick straight up climbs onto the table where Jasper and Amberlin are sitting. Just hops up onto it, stands on it, puts an arm around each of their shoulders, and goes, "So, what's thinking? You, me, the monkey with the strangling fetish, the old dude, and the guy what smells like whiskey. Eh?
Ale. I smell like ale.
First Dozer starts sniffing your butt, and Amber goes, sounds good to me.
Great!" goes Grick and grabs something random off your plate and shoves it into his mouth.
My bean!
And Greg's just unhinging his jaw to get it in there.
Well, just like if you zoom in on the picture, you'll see about how big his mouth is compared to everything else. It's pretty big.
Unfortunately, not much of a zoom, but there you go. Yep. There is a goblin. There's a reason they're named that. Orishan says, well, you disturbing young man, I imagine there will be plenty to kill. Killing things is a rather large part of adventuring. Tribble says, drinks are on me.
Does he pour a drink on himself?
Yeah. I never asked your name. Sorry about that. Still, we can fix that now. Barth's going to say, I'm Barth. Pleased to meet you, sir. Welcome to the Color Animal Inn.
No, you have to change your voice so that you sound really, really old because the Irishan is more than a century old, so he's got to sound pretty damn old.
Yep. Hey, you're lucky I'm doing voices at all.
Maybe he's just world weary. Oh, this is the worst.
I wanted Barth to be like, hi, I'm Tom. I don't know why everyone calls me Barth. It just got fucking...
You know, you're the first one ever to ask that.
I'm Steve, actually. Just thank you.
No,
And he
it's
starts
got to be
crying.
Bob. No, it's got to be super generic. Bob.
Yeah. Orishan.
Nah, he has a typical fantasy name.
His name is Guy.
Yeah, it's got like hyphens and apostrophes in it.
At least 3 X's.
Yeah.
A couple Z's at the end.
With a couple Q's.
Yeah.
Now, 1 Q is enough.
But no you.
Oh. Okay, I guess I better leave.
Yeah. Bye, Nick. Thanks for playing.
Bye. It's nice seeing you guys.
Oh, you changed it to just...
Uh-huh.
Well, if Nick's going, that means Diana's automatically going, right? Because they're the same person? Or just Nick?
Fucking with the Enterprise now?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's just me, and then I can throw my wig on and still play.
Okay, then.
Well, everything looks the same in the dark. We're all beautiful in the dark.
Hey, I'm a 10 with a bag over my face.
That's right.
Okay then.
So we're gonna head out.
What is the plan? Have we decided something specific? Or are we just wanting to go into town?
Dribble doesn't care. He wants to kill.
Let's go check out the underside of that labyrinth.
You got it.
Yep, the labyrinth butt, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, since we're all level 4, we have to go off of XP now, huh?
Yes. You will be given a total XP amount at the end of tonight's adventure.
Alright.
Let me ask you this. There are two ways we can do this. Since I haven't actually got anything for underneath the labyrinth, like I said, I hadn't done any planning for tonight. We can do the tile by tile exploration method. The same thing that we've been doing before, and just going out into the wilderness, and each time you go to a new tile, the player puts it one down. Or I can build a pre-generated dungeon like the original dungeon with the black background, all the wood and everything.
The Don John?
Yes.
Oh, please no.
You don't want that?
Oh, please no.
Alrighty.
I have been scarred by the Don John before. There's so many times where it's been just ridiculous things like secret doors that lead to hallways that lead nowhere.
Yep. That's
Next
half the fun, though.
Next to secret doors that lead to hallways that go nowhere.
I vote for Don Don.
Oh no, please.
Alright, so random it is. We will be playing the tile game. Does anyone want to do anything in town or otherwise before we arrive at that point?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of shopping other than that.
Anyone in particular you wanting to visit, or do we just want some downtime to finalize your gear choices? Because we're at...
Truth be told, I've been doing my buying and everything while we've been in the tavern.
Yeah. Because we're at 53 minutes here. I want to take a break at an hour. So we can break now, do that. We can do some quick role play shopping if that's what you want to do, and break a little later. Or we can just sort of sit here and talk our way through until I decide we have to take a break.
I'm up for anything, really, so.
We can take a break now. I mean,
Yeah, taking a break now is a pretty good idea, I think.
Yeah. All right, let's do that. Let's take our break now. We'll come back probably 15 minutes from now, and I'll have everything set up, and we will jump right into session 29.2 of the Color Animal Inn. See you then.